Who am I? I didn't tell you 3 years ago who I used to be. I didn't even tell you who I used to be a month ago. And that person is almost completely different than who I am now. As I started recording this video, I had this overwhelming feeling that I'm all too familiar with, and that is the story that I'm not good enough. That has been my story for over 13 years now, and one that I've recently overcome, like fully overcome for the first time in my life. And that I only overcame it like a couple weeks ago. It finally clicked that that is a lie. Do I still have these thoughts? Yes. Do I still, like I said, just right now, I was recording a video about who I am and my story, and that thought that it's not going to be impactful enough, or it's not going to be a powerful enough message popped up. And that's a lie. I wasn't good enough for 13 years, and that's what I kept telling myself, and that's the type of people I kept manifesting into my life. That's the type of situations I kept creating for myself because I truly believed it. And I only focused on the proof that I wasn't good enough. I kept wondering, how do I get through this? How, like, at first I didn't even realize it, but then when I started realizing this is my story and my core, like, belief for myself for so long, I was like, well, how do I get rid of this? So I actually started seeing someone professional, and her and I started working through it, and what we started with was finding proof of that story, finding proof of how I'm not good enough. And you might think, well, that's not a good thing, but hear me out. She then told me to write that down and then to start finding proof of how I am. And I found so much more proof. Sorry, guys, that I am good enough. How many of us actually take the time to write that down and to really sit with ourselves or talk with someone and find the proof that who you want to be is who you are, who you can be. It's not rocket science, and for me, I made it rocket science. I made it so much harder to live and to be who I want to be. And I'm not putting myself down by saying that, but that's just how it was. I believed that story for, like I said, over 13 years. And it's not until a couple weeks ago, guys, couple weeks ago, that I can finally say that I've actually overcome that. And I'm gonna have to keep overcoming that, but sorry. I finally connected with the story and my real story that I am good enough, and more than that, I've connected with my purpose again. I reconnected with my reason why, like why I'm doing all these videos, why I'm here on this earth, and I don't think I'll fully understand that ever, but right now I know why and who I am. I'm a beautiful, strong, successful, entrepreneurial mind that is healing the world, even if it's just one person at a time. My words are impactful. They mean something. My feelings are valid. Your feelings are valid. What story have you been telling yourself for me, I told myself this for so long and I believed it. I would go through my days just doing the same thing every single day, having the same thoughts every single day, surrounding myself with the people who would tell me those same things every single day. And it wasn't until I decided to change my story, it wasn't until I decided to end that relationship, to figure out who I am, and to do this for myself, to do something for myself. It wasn't until I was brave enough to step out and figure out who I am that all of this started shifting. And I'm not saying you have to break up with somebody or you have to do this grandiose gesture. Just do something. Or just listen to my words that it's possible to change your story if you don't want it to be that way anymore. I'm not saying it's easy or that it's hard. I'm just saying it can be uncomfortable. It was super uncomfortable for me to finally decide to love myself enough to give myself a chance, to believe, to trust myself. I've been through a lot. We've all been through a lot. And I don't know how to put it all into one video, so I'm going to be sharing with you more about my story through videos. I'm going to be sharing with you more about what I'm going through right now, how I'm getting through it. I want to lead by example, maybe hopefully help, heal, express, show you that it's not hopeless, that you don't have to close the book. That is something that Ryan Jayton, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I'm watching this video series and he was talking about you don't have to close the book. You know, when you're reading a book and the protagonist falls and he's at like rock bottom, but you keep on reading and he gets up again. You're the protagonist of your own story. I am the protagonist of my own story, and I'm gonna keep getting back up. I'm never gonna stop, as hard as it is sometimes. I'd rather run towards the storm, face it head on, and dance in the rain than hide anymore. This is me not hiding. I'm not gonna hide anymore. And if I can encourage you, you don't have to hide anymore. You're beautiful, you're handsome, you're an amazing person. One thought at a time, one step at a time. That's how I started shifting my story and rearranging, and this is how I finally clicked with it. You'll get to a moment where you're like, I just want to understand and connect with it, and you will. Trust me, you will get there. Just one belief after one belief at a time, one thought, one of affirmation. Find proof that who you want to be and who you really are is real. Whether it be your relationships, your friendships, your job, find proof. There's so much proof. Even if you have to ask somebody, go for it. Yeah, that's part of my story. I just want to share that with you guys. I love and appreciate anyone who ever has been there for me, who watches. Like, you're here for me by watching this. So much love, guys, and I'll catch you next time.